Hey guys, I'm back. Not with a video that I plan next, but when do I ever do videos that I plan to do? I am here, in fact, to talk about to preview the title, as the title will say, to preview a New Japan show, the next big New Japan show, the Dontaku show, on the 3rd of May. And yeah, I don't usually do show previews. It's very rare that I'll ever do a show preview. And when I do, it's for the really big shows, like I did for WrestleMania and Wrestle Kingdom. I believe I did a preview for WrestleMania. I definitely did a preview for WrestleMania. But yeah, this show looks really solid actually. Especially considering what New Japan have been doing as of late, which I mean, I'm more of a New Japan fan than most other Japanese companies. Like New Japan and there, and everybody else is just a little bit underneath. But lately it's kind of been New Japan are a little bit underneath, and everybody else is up there. So this show looks like it might be the first New Japan show I've actually really had any interest in since Wrestle Kingdom, and yeah, it looks like a very solid card. Obviously, the opener is your typical clusterfuck tag team match, which they are renowned for, so I'll just skip over that. The second match of the night is a match that I think it'll be an okay match. It won't get very long. Junior heavyweight tag team match with Taguchi, Ryusuke, and KUSHIDA teaming up against Taka Michinoku and Taichi. That should be a very solid tag team affair. I like the Taka and Taichi team, and I feel like Taichi has potential. He has a lot of potential, but I don't think he's really shown much lately. But I do feel like if he was allowed to stop being Taka's bitch, so to speak, then he'd be able to come out of himself and actually have a decent run. As a single star, but whatever. That'll probably come down the line. Third match of the night is the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Championships. Davey Richards and Rocky Romero and the Remorse team up to defend their titles against Jushin Thunder Liger and Tiger Mask. This isn't going to be a great match because in terms of the style, because I really think Davey Richards is one of the most overrated wrestlers in the world. I saw a thread about the greatest technical wrestler of all time, and David Richards was listed as one of the options, and had been chosen by several people. And well, it's obviously a knockout. It's a knockout format, so he was picked. I can't remember who he was grouped with, but they were both better than him. Richards is not a good technical wrestler. Richards is not a good wrestler. Richards is just a bunch of kicks. That's how I feel. I don't like David Richards at all. Rocky Romero has more to him in that sense, in terms of technical wrestling, but I don't think Rocky Romero is that good either. Big Jushin Liger fan, but he is old. And I fucking hate Tiger Mask as much as I hate Richards, if not more. But it should be a good match because, I mean, as a tag team, the Remorse aren't horrible. They complement each other pretty well. I feel like them bouncing the titles off between them and Apollo 55 probably hasn't helped them. They won the title, they lost the title, now they've won the titles again. Seems a bit stupid to me. But hopefully, off the back of this, which will be their first title defense, they'll be able to push on and actually establish themselves as a team in the junior heavyweight division. Fourth match of the night is this is a real diamond in the rough. IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championships on the line as Prince Devitt defends against Loki in his 5th defense, and you know, I don't just like Devitt. I've just gotten sick of him being the junior heavyweight champion. He had a year-long reign. He finally drops the title to Ibushi after Best of Super Juniors, and then Ibushi gets injured, and Devitt wins the title again. And why? And he's held the title for so long. Again, he's had another long reign, which I just don't think is necessary. Loki is a lot better than Devin. If you saw the promo that Loki cut, it was a very good promo. There was a bit of hype around a mystery gaijin making a video that had been sent to New Japan, and it was Loki. And Loki basically announced that he was the number one contender to the Junior Heavyweight Championship. And these two will have a great match, in my opinion. I think these two could have a great. I mean, their styles complement each other pretty well. Loki with his sort of Loki works a very stiff style, and Devitt works a very technical style. And I think those two styles often blend together very well. But yeah, those two could have a match of the night. I'd say that probably is going to be the best match of the night in terms of technical wrestling. But yeah, I'm hoping Loki wins the title because, like I said, I'm a bit sick of Devitt with the belt. But who knows? It should be a good match regardless. IWGP Tag Team Championships are on the line in the next match as Tenzan Hiroyoshi and Kojima Satoshi team up against Yano Toru and Ishuka Takashi. Yeah. Yano is getting the rough end of the stick as of late, because I feel like Yano is probably the guy. There's no probably about it. Yano is the guy that they should be pushing as the up and coming heel. You need an up and coming heel in your company, and Yano is that guy. He's not a great wrestler, but he has an interesting character, and fans seem to like him. So he's the guy you push as the top up and coming heel, whilst you push Naito as the top up and coming face. I mean, Okada's the champion, so it's different in the context that the champion is sort of above everybody else. He is actually above everybody else in terms of how he's looked at in the company. He's the champion. It doesn't matter whether he's a heel or he's a face. He's the champion, so he's there, and everybody else is sort of competing for places. But Yano should be their top up and coming heel. I mean, he's teamed with Nakamura. Those two could be a very solid tag team if you really want to push a tag team, a heel tag team. Those two are probably the way to go. They could have some great matches with Kojima and Tenzan, in my opinion. But Ishuka's just a fucking joke. Ishuka's just like, he's just the guy they go to when they need a heavyweight jobber. And yeah, I can't see Tenkoji having much trouble dispensing with these guys. But the positive for me is I'm a big Tenkoji fan. But the real positive for me here is that if this is their third title defense, I'm guessing that they're going to be keeping the titles for a while, for a good while. But yeah, I really would like to see them do more with Yano. I could see him having an Intercontinental title run. And I could see him maybe even down the line having a heavyweight title run. I don't want to go too far with it, but I could see it. I mean, I could see him doing the sort of what do they call them? Not the caretaker champion, but the sort of, I forget the term. You know what I mean? The guy that holds the belt between two long reigns. Fucking completely gone. I'm not a very good wrestling fan, am I? Next match of the night it's a sort of thrown together tag team match, but with the name power in it, it's a very, very solid match. I mean, Suzuki Minoru, who I hate, and Takayama Yoshihiro, who is old, go up against Makabe Togi, who's a former heavyweight champion, and Nagata Yuji, who is also a former heavyweight champion. But Makabe's the only one of these four that's really in shape, shall we say? I mean, he's definitely the only guy in this match that I think could really say he's not really lost a step from when he was at his peak. I mean, these guys are all old. Like, I think Makabe's 37, 38, and Nagata, Suzuki, and Takayama are all 40 plus. But yeah, this is interesting because of that the name power, the historical context. I mean, Suzuki and Nagata have got history. Makabe and Takayama have just sort of finished off a feud. Yeah, I mean, Makabe and Suzuki had a match only a few months ago. They actually led to the Takayama match. But yeah, in terms of name power, this is a very strong undercard match. In terms of what you can expect from them in the ring, it's not going to be great. It could be good, but it's not going to be great. It should be a solid match. It should definitely be a very solid match. But don't expect a 4-star classic tag team match. That's all I'm going to say. Next match of the night is another one which I think is a real special undercard match, in the sense that this match could be a really, really good match. In Nakamura Shinsuke against Carl Anderson. Now, Carl Anderson has already picked up a victory over Nakamura. He defeated him in the quarterfinals of the New Japan Cup just a few short days ago, actually. And New Japan do this sort of even Steven booking, so you're gonna see Carl Anderson go under to Nakamura. But Anderson had a very solid run to the semi-finals of the New Japan Cup, and I'm glad that they did that because it shows that they're not just going to throw him under the bus because Bernard or Lord Tensai has left. There's no more bad intentions. They're going to give Carl Anderson a push as hopefully as their top Gaijin star. And I think he deserves it because he's a very solid worker. He was always the workhorse of that tag team. I mean, he would go out there and do the wrestling, and Bernard would go out there and do the big man stuff. And that's why they work so well together. Well, I honestly think Anderson is he's a future star. In my opinion, he's a great worker, and he's a workhorse. I mean, he'll go out there and he's already shown. He showed at the G1 that he can have some great matches. He had some of the best matches of the entire tournament, and going forward, I would like to see Anderson pick up the victory, only because it would further push him. At the same time, I think Nakamura going over is probably better for business because Nakamura's had quite a few losses under his belt as of late. I mean, he lost to Naito. He lost to the Noah team. He was knocked out in the quarterfinals of the New Japan Cup. I think he needs to get back, especially as the guy. He's really their number two guy and their top heel. So I think he needs to re-establish himself in that role, and a victory over Anderson would help cement that position. And I'm guessing that the winner of this match is going to go on and challenge the winner of the main event for the title at the next show. But yeah, I'm looking forward to Nakamura and Anderson. I think that could be a very, very good match. The semi-main event of the night sees Tanahashi Hiroshi and Naito Tetsuya team up against Tanaka Masato and Takahashi Yujiro. Tanaka and Takahashi are a fantastic tag team. Got to get that out of the way first. They're a great team. Excuse me. They complement each other very well. Tanaka is one of the, if not the best worker in New Japan. And I don't like Tanahashi. I've called him many things. I've called him Tanasnori. I've called him Tanasina. I've called him shit. It's because he is shit. He's the most generic wrestler maybe ever. He has the same match every single time. I mean, people complain about Cena. Tanahashi is worse. I mean, Tanahashi always wins matches the same way. I mean, at least Cena will mix it up. 1 week maybe he'll do the attitude adjustment, and then 1 week he'll do the STF. At least he has that. That's Tanahashi doesn't. He just has the high fly flow. He doesn't win anything with the clover leaf or the dragon suplex or anything else anymore. Just a high fly flow. And I just feel bad for people who are actually associated with that move. People like Eddie Guerrero and Rob Van Dam, who are far better than Tanahashi, who have to see this guy use their finishing moves to get himself over because he's shit. Naito is the guy. Naito is the guy that you want to see carrying the title during the New Japan Renaissance period, shall we say? Because I mean, after 40 years and after a big Tanahashi title reign, you need somebody to come through and say, "I'm going to be the next star." And Naito is that guy. Naito is if he's not going to get the title, then New Japan are fucking retarded. I've been big on Naito for a long time now, and I honestly feel like Naito could be one of the all-time great heavyweights if he carries on developing at the level he is, which is insane. But I do think Naito is just that good. I mean, he's already one of the top workers in the, if not the top worker in the company, maybe second or third to Goto and maybe Tanaka. But yeah, this match is just Naito and Tanaka is definitely a match I would like to see 1-on-1. But at the same time, I really feel like this is almost the perfect situation to turn Tanahashi, which I think would actually be a neat idea because of the whole ego thing. He's the rock star. He's just come off the back of a year-long reign, and he's just sort of been pushed right down the card and put under people that he was beating before. And I mean, that could get to him, and I think that would help. I mean, you could give Tanaka and Takahashi the win here, and I mean Takahashi's going off to CMLL. Fuck knows why. I still think that the sending people to CMLL idea is just stupid. Takahashi's going off to CMLL, so I mean you can have them keep that heat for an eventual tag team title match when Takahashi returns, and then have you can sort of do Tanaka versus Naito, Tanahashi versus Naito, Tanahashi versus Tanaka, Naito versus Tanahashi. You can mix and match around there. I think I might have said the two of those twice. My apologies if I did. But yeah, I just think this match could go so many different ways. Although you'd think off the back of Tanahashi losing in the New Japan Cup final and Naito losing to Okada, they both need wins here. And I mean, Naito just lost to Tanahashi as well, so. But yeah, looking forward to that as long as Tanahashi gets as little ring time as possible. And if they win, Tanahashi and Naito win, then Naito gets the pin. Main event, and I'm looking forward to this because it's champion versus champion. But only the IWGP Heavyweight Championship will be online as the IWGP Heavyweight Champion Okada Kazuchika defends his belt against the Intercontinental Champion Goto Hiroki, who is a beast. I love Goto. Big Goto mark, always going to be a big Goto mark. I think he's the best worker in the company by none. And he's going to go out there and he's going to have a great match with Okada. And it's understandable, really. I mean, with establishing Okada as the new guy, he's the new guy, the new top heel, he's the new champion. They need to put him in there with the right people. They put him over Tanahashi after Tanahashi's year-plus reign. They put him in with Naito. He had a great match with Naito. Now they put him in with Goto. They're putting him in with workers. That's why I think Nakamura's next. I feel like they're going to put him over all the top guys. Maybe put him over a Nagata or a Makabe or something next. And after Nakamura. And then the winner of the G1 will defeat him, hopefully. Because I'm looking to Naito to win that. Regardless, this match is going to be a good one. I'm not sold on Okada as champion just yet, and I would love to see Goto unify the belts, but he won't, which is a shame. well, not unify the belts, but have both belts. I mean, how great would that be? Like to put as a push with Goto, he wins the Intercontinental title, he wins the New Japan Cup, he wins the Heavyweight title. But it's I'm not sure, but I don't think anybody has ever won the New Japan Cup, then gone on to actually win the title shot. So the title match, sorry. So I'm pessimistic at best, but all in all, the potential of this match is. It's very good. They could go. I mean, I want to see Goto win. I'm not going to deny that. I want to see Goto win, but I expect Okada to win. I mean, it's his second defense. He's every champion, in my opinion, should get at least 3, maybe 4 defenses under their belt before that you even consider passing the title. 2 defenses for somebody who's a placeholder champion. Placeholder champion. That was the phrase I was looking for. But yeah. These two will go out there. They'll have a great match. This will be a good show. I'm not saying it's going to be a great show, but it should be better than what they've been doing lately. And I would venture to say that it may actually be better than Wrestle Kingdom, which wasn't a great show. Let's be honest. But yeah, all in all, it looks a very, very, very good card. I'm looking forward to the show, and I hope you are too now. So. With that, I am out. Peace.